Okay, welcome to sort of new family orientation here at Summerfield Charter Academy. Glad you could join us this morning, and it's good to see our new families. Again, I'm going to be presenting. It's kind of a PowerPoint. I'm going to get it in presentation mode here in just a moment. And as I'm presenting, it's hard for me to see the chat. But as I present, and if something comes up to your mind, oh, I wish I had more information about that, do feel free to put it in the chat. I promise that when I'm done with my presentation, I will go into the chat and answer every question that's in there. We'll also open it up at the end for any questions that might come up. So don't be afraid to go ahead and enter that question in the chat area, even while I'm talking. And I promise you, I will get to it and take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself presenting here. And all right, you should be able to see that now. Welcome again to New Parent Orientation here at Summerfield Charter Academy. The first part is going to tell you a little bit about Summerfield and things that are important to the school. Then we'll go into like the first few days of school, what to expect when you're coming in. We'll go over morning and afternoon carpool. You even learn the secrets to a successful carpool time. So let me give you a little background on our school. We are part of National Heritage Academies, which manages, I learned 103 schools at the beginning of this school year. Excel Charter was the first in 1995. They're in 9 different states and 16 here in North Carolina. SCA, we were founded in 2012 as the 6th NHA school in North Carolina. So you can see in the 12 plus years we've been in existence, there's been tremendous growth in National Heritage Academies here in our state. And my name is Rudy Swafford. I'm the founding principal, been the only principal of SCA from the very beginning. And so pretty excited about coming into year 13 for SCA. So that's me. I'm known a little bit for my bow ties. I have had over 25 years experience at NHA as a teacher, assistant principal, and now principal. I'm the founding principal here at Summerfield, but I was principal at Greensboro Academy for about 10 years prior to opening Summerfield. So I've invested quite a bit of time there. I was a 4th grade teacher years ago. And those pictures you can see I call them my 4 kids. They're all adults. And they are 2 live in Pennsylvania, 2 live in the Greensboro area. That's my dog Chester. He's getting to be an old man like me. He can't get up and do that anymore. But that's my favorite picture of Chester from years ago. And several years ago, I was privileged to go to China and work with Chinese English teachers. And that's a picture of the 6 uh, teachers I got to work with while I was there. So I'm excited to share Summerfield Charter Academy with you today. School leadership. We really center our school leadership around our students because we want our students to have the best experience. And we know the number one person that impacts our students are our teachers. And so our dean leadership role is there to impact the teachers who are there to impact the students. And as a principal, I'm working with everyone. Our dean team is Rebecca Swain, kindergarten through 2nd grade. Heather Carlson is 3rd through 5th grade, and Miranda Robertson works with our middle school students. So depending on the age group of your scholar coming into the school, you might work more closely with one of the deans than you do with me, just depending on different situations. Some school basics. What we like to say about our school is that we are a student-centered, caring community of academic excellence. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that as I go through this presentation, what we do that's student-centered, how we build our community, and then what is our academic results telling us. So student-centered for us begins with strong communication. My NHA gives you lots of direct information about your scholar. You can see attendance, grades, You can contact information for teachers and for leaders. And we make sure you utilize that tool very strongly. Parent-teacher conferences, we do at least twice a year. When I say at least twice a year, we literally stop the school, shut it down, and invite people to come in and talk with us. We talk with you face to face, or if it's more convenient, a Google Meet just like this. Probably the best thing that came out of our pandemic learning was being able to do meetings like this that allows you to attend the meeting without having to drive to school. You can do it from your office, your home, wherever it's most convenient for you. So we do that uh, also during our parent-teacher conferences. So we love to have that communication with parents. We send out newsletters. The principal word is my newsletter I send out from time to time, all through School Connect. So once you're enrolled here at the school, you want to make sure you're signed into School Connect. You're signing up for the way you like to receive messages through School Connect. SCA is one of the number one users in all of NHA of using that. So we put out a lot of information there to our families and interact with our families quite a bit through School Connect. One of the things that we do, the Student Center is really focused on challenge and growth. I think what's important is to know that all students are coming to us wherever they are academically, and it's our role as a school to take them where they are and help them grow. It's okay if they come in there struggling in a subject, they're struggling reader. We're going to take you from where you are. We're going to help you grow those reading skills. If you're coming in advanced, we're going to try to push you in to grow those skills and into our more advanced programs. We use a lot of small group instruction that we can then break down into smaller groups and more directly teach things that small group needs to be able to learn and grow. So it's important to me that we're both challenging our students who aren't proficient, but we're also challenging and helping those students grow that are advanced in different ways. So struggling learners receive personalized support with direct intervention services. Advanced students can be a part of our advanced reading and math programs. They start in third grade as far as being able to move up, like say a grade level in math or reading. In kindergarten, first and second grade, we differentiate inside the classroom using sort of that small group model. So we really like to do that. And we do have a couple of blended learning tools that can be used away from school on a Chromebook or things like that, using still one-to-one Chromebooks here at the school for them to continue to enhance their learning. And those blended learning tools are really targeted directly at a need for that particular student. Moral focus, this is a real pillar of our school. The moral focus curriculum and routines that we do. Our virtue of the month, we integrate studies of our virtue of the month throughout the curriculum, throughout every grade level. Each grade level has different facets of that virtue. For example, our virtue for September, we don't have one for August, but the September virtue is wisdom. So we'll be studying wisdom, how to show wisdom in the classroom, outside the classroom. Every grade level has a little bit different definition of the word, so that they can study a different facet of that virtue. Stampede Life Day is usually the third Friday of every month. We have a special focus on the virtue of the month. We have a special assembly, school-wide roundup, we call them here. And then we usually theme it and have a little bit of a fun dress-up type day where everyone will wear blue, or everyone will wear green, or will come in camo. We've done and different types of outfits that we wear to celebrate that virtue of the month. We also participate in the annual Moral Focus Writing and Art Contest. Comes around about December, January, February, where our students are asked to submit pieces in either writing or visual arts. And it's an NHA-wide contest. So we really are in a contest with 103 schools. We submit them, and often we have winners because we really work hard on that particular project because we really think it enhances our community. The parent leadership team, as part of our community, that is the sort of the volunteer arm of our parents. It's all led by parents. And then they put inside that the parent leadership team examples of different parent teams. For example, the foundation team is the one that runs our Invest in a Child fundraiser. We have an extracurricular team that puts together events like the Fall Festival, which I think is coming up later in September. Staff appreciation, my personal favorite, but they really make our staff feel appreciated, putting things in their boxes once a month, providing an activity like a lunch or water bottle stations, different things like that to let our staff know that how much our parents appreciate them. So as a parent, you can be involved in lots of different ways here. And you also have plenty of opportunities to volunteer in the classroom. We like our parents here. We like our parents volunteering. Uh, uh, we have lots of copy moms. That's what we call them here. But you might see someone volunteering in the classroom and helping a student with flashcards out in the hall or helping supervise lunch, things like that. Lots of opportunities for you to volunteer as a parent. Another part of our community, we want to make sure it's clear that we have our parent guardian expectations. This is what we expect from our parents: scholars present and on time for school. Uh, we know that that can be a struggle time sometimes, but it's really our expectation that we're here on time. Scholars dressed according to code. Our dress code, the unified dress code, is not very restrictive. You can get the different dress code items in many different places, but we expect our scholars to come in dressed in code, and then making sure you're here on time and you get picked up on time. Uh, After a long day here at the school and teaching and whatnot, it's important our teachers get free to be about their lives and about the different things that they need to do after school. And so we need to make sure that those scholars are picked up on time. And then agreeing and adhering to our commitment of excellence contract. You'll see that coming out here shortly, where we ask people to sign it, adhere to it. And it talks about behavior, expectations, work, and things like that. It all helps us put a real caring community together for our scholars. Behavior management, obviously, that's something that's important. The process to manage behavior at the school is based around these three words: respectful, responsible, and safe. Were you respectful? Was that responsible? Are you being safe? And we'll talk to our scholars about those three words quite a bit. We like to have direct communication with parents. So we'll do it through School Connect, do it through email, phone calls, and even in-person meetings when needed to talk about behavior challenges, ways to improve, and how you can partner with us to continue to help that scholar improve. We usually give them 5 strategy, which is talking through a conversation with the student, going through support, breakdown, expectation, benefit, and closure. I mean, I'm here to help you. What is it that's gone wrong? What is it that's expected of you? Why do you need to behave and do that way? And how can we bring this to a close and make sure things are going right the next time? So we do use that strategy quite a bit here working with our scholars. But if we have a situation where your scholar's involved in a behavior situation, we lay out through our parent student handbook how we're going to contact you, when we're going to contact you, and we're going to make sure that you are involved in that process at all times. School safety is extremely important these days. It's become one of the most important items in the school community at all. We like to be safety conscious. That's kind of the words we use. We go through lots of different trainings as a staff member on regular safety issues like fire drills and lockdown drills and things, but also we have a threat assessment team to look at items. We go through how to deal with say a blood-borne pathogen, for example, or any type of spill to make sure it's contained and taken care of the way it should. So we're very safety conscious here. We have a dedicated safety staff member. That's me. I'm safety man here, and I help lead or I lead all the drills. I'm very safety man's very visible during school safety week, which is in October. And we try to build an atmosphere of we. we are all responsible for school safety. It's just not the principal. It's just not safety man. Everybody is. So we try to build that attitude. We have regular practice and professional development on safety items. It's part of every staff meeting. We will do regular practice on all of our drills, fire drill, lockdown drills, room clear drills, all of those types of things. We announce to our families some of the drills, but not all of them. So that our first lockdown drill, for example, will be announced. Our second one, excuse me, our second ones will not, so that no one knows when that one is coming. So we do regular practice with our drills, fire, lockdown, severe weather, room clear, things that we may need to use to keep ourselves safe. But one of the main things we do is control the access to the building. All of the outside doors are locked, and the only way a person can come into the school during the school day is through the very front doors. When you approach those doors, there is a button to your right, which activates a camera inside, letting people know that somebody wants to get inside, and they can judge to see who they may or may not want to enter the building. Once you enter the building, the only place you can go is the school lobby. You'll need to state why you're here. You can get then buzzed into the school office before you even enter the school. So there's layers of protection that we control and spend a lot of time in controlling the access to our building. Stampede Creed, something we say literally every day here at the building. Our scholars will get to know it. We'll recite it in our roundups. We'll recite it every morning in our classroom times. And so it's something that's important to us. It was literally written by some of our very early students in their very first year. And we get excited to say it. It does not refer to any age group of students. So anyone that's a part of our community can recite this creed with us. Academic excellence is the last one. And we really have a rigorous academics with a college-ready focus. And we use the North Carolina state standards. That's what we're held accountable for. We do then still have opportunities to excel in the arts. Our K-5 students will, on a rotational basis, go through art, music, PE, Spanish, and technology. And there's also an additional class for some grade levels in moral focus that they attend. So we work hard on our reading, math, science, and social studies, but we also have opportunities to do other things from that. We have exposure to world, American, and North Carolina history. History is important here. And then our advanced reading math programs begin in third grade. In kindergarten through second grade, we do those types of things inside their own classroom. But when you get to third grade, if you're in the advanced program, you'll actually go to a class that teaches, if you're in third grade, fourth grade reading or fourth grade math, so that you can progress up through there. So our eighth graders who are a part of this advanced math program are taking Math 2 in eighth grade, and they're essentially taking English 1 in their eighth grade year in reading or in ELA. Other things, regular practice. We still give homework. I know that's starting to be a dying practice, but we want to make sure it's reasonable. No one should be at home with homework that takes them hours and hours and hours, but it should reflect some basic practice, facts, knowledge. It should re-enhance what they're learning in the classroom and extend it for a little bit. We want them to learn and think and solve problems. And so learning to think is really, really important. Developing those young minds to grow and learn to think, because honestly, 20 years from now, I don't know what types of problems or challenges or technology they're going to be facing and need to think through and solve problems. So learning to think is really something that's important to us. We also like to work in teams because people don't normally work in isolation. You'll see a lot of partnering, a lot of discussion, and things like that so people can grow. And then we do use our online curricular tools, Lexia, Dreambox, to extend learning, target learning for our students that you can do through those tools. Mostly that can be done from home with their Chromebooks because they're a one-to-one Chromebook school still. So how are we doing? Verifiable results. Well, current letter grade for the 2023-2024 school year is an A. Haven't received our letter grade for the 24-25 school year yet. Won't see that till probably later in August or maybe early September. We also don't know our growth marks yet from the state. We'll see those from last school year, but currently A school, we were exceeding growth and have been exceeding growth for several years now. So that's just the best type of markers you can have as far as state of North Carolina goes. We're recognized as a 5-star school of excellence by National Heritage Academies. That is the highest level of award they give out to any of their schools. And of 101 schools a year ago, only 9 received the 5-star School of Excellence, and we were one of those 5-star schools. So very proud of what we do here, very proud of the work our teachers, our parents, our support staff, and of course our scholars do here to continue to have such great results. But we're also rated by Niche as the #1 elementary school and #1 middle school in the Guilford County area. And that includes charters, privates, and general public schools. So very proud of our community and what we're doing, how we're doing it, and happy to have new families like you coming to join us. One thing you'll hear a lot around here that we say is that we're simply better together. We are better together. The sum of the whole is better than each individual part. And you'll hear us say that a lot. I say it at the end of every day. I'll say it at the end of every phone call, which will start up on Sunday night. So be listening for that. And we love to talk about how when we are working together, it makes our entire school better. Let me give you a couple of updates and then we'll move into what to expect coming up. It was announced in June that a high school is coming to SCA. We're excited about that. It's been in the works maybe for a while, but official announcement came in June, and it's no later than August 2027. So depending on construction and the way things might happen, it's possible it could be open for August 2026. It's too early to tell right now as we're starting this process, but we're excited about the high school coming. Construction will begin soon, literally right across the street from the school. We're just on the other side of Highway 220 is where the physical building is going to be. Have quite a bit of property over there that will lend itself to the construction of the high school, parking lots, soccer field, etc. And more updates will come in the days ahead. Initial announcement came in June. The way I see it, there's about 5 million things to do before the high school gets open. We're like on number 7. So there's more information to come here shortly. School communication, what to expect from school communication coming soon. Here's basic information. School hours are 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So that's our learning time, 8 to 3. Carpool begins at 7:20. And so students are able to exit their cars beginning at 7:20. And every other day, but the first day of school for the most part, you're going to go to the gym, which is at the top end of our driveway where the kids will come in. There will be an adult there, door open, and students will come in at 7:20, 7:40, front doors open. So we close the gym door, and all the students begin to come in the front door, and then go directly to their homerooms. Dismissal begins at 3 o'clock. Should be completed no later than 3:40, minus the first few days of school. We'll go just a little bit longer. We'll talk about that in a minute when we go over carpool. But keep that in mind that we're all car riders here for the most part. And we really want to make sure that you're here on time in the morning and you pick up on time in the afternoon. Open house coming up is going to be Monday, August the 18th. It's from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. We like it when our new families come from 4 to 5. It cuts down on the amount of people in the building. It helps you navigate a little bit more. You get a tad bit more, maybe more time with the teacher that you have. but you don't have to come between 4 and 5. If you can't come till 6, then please come at 6 o'clock. And that's what we tell our families to do our best at leaving people that room for our new families between 4 and 5 o'clock. So it's going to be crowded. So the earlier you come, the better. I can tell you that our parking lot will fill up. I can tell you that our people will be parking literally all over our parking lot, not just in parking spaces. And it's just what we have to do because so many people like to come be a part of the school. We'll take our staff, weather permitting, and we'll park them down on the field to free up as many parking spots as possible. So the earlier you come, the easier it is to navigate, to get in and out, the more time you'll get to have with your teacher. So we encourage you as new families to come between 4 and 5. But again, if you can't make it during that hour, come when you can. It's more important to be here, even if you come in more of the crowd, than it is for you not to come. First day of school, some things to expect. Again, it will start at 7:20. First day of school is August 20th. Doors open at 7:20. And on the first day of school, we open the doors directly to the front door. We don't go to the gym on the first day of school. Everybody comes in the front doors and they go directly to their homeroom. That allows lots of parents who want to come in, take that first day of school picture. You can leisurely make sure you can go in. You can meet your teachers, drop things off, carry in supplies, any of that. You can also do that during open house on Monday if you're bringing in paper towels and wipes and all the different things you might want to bring. You can bring that in for open house as well. But so just on the first day of school. Second day of school, we'll go to our regular routine where students from 7:20, 7:40 will go into the gym and 7:40 will open the front door. So just on the first day of school, if you want to walk your scholar in, you need to find a place to park and then walk them across our crosswalks, which you'll see in a minute, into the front of the school. And just know it's going to be crowded. It will be very, very busy. If you want to avoid the busyness and the lots of movements that's happening there, come early. But also be patient. Lots of people, the first day of school is almost a holiday. People come in celebrating. There's pictures, there's new outfits, there's the new book bag. There are signs out in front of the school with grade levels so you can stop and have your picture made there by your sign. All of those things all happen on the first day of school for everybody, all at the same time. So be patient, enjoy your moment, and come in. And a lot of you new families will go directly to kindergarten. So pause and take a moment there, take the pictures you need, all of that, say your goodbyes, and then we'll take it from there. One of my favorite things to do on the first day of school is count the number of individuals who are crying, both adults and students, and to see, for me, why are there more? Are there more parents crying or more students crying? And I can tell you that the parents win that every year. So it's a fun thing for me to do. But you come in and enjoy that moment. Again, 7:20 right through the front doors. Carpool. Now, I'm going to give you some general carpool things, then we'll go over what we need to do. A morning carpool, and then what you need to do an afternoon carpool. First thing you need to know, the first couple of days of school, especially the very first day, it's horrible. And you're saying, oh, you're exaggerating. I'm not. It is crowded. There's cars everywhere. There are people everywhere. We are doing our best to navigate it all. We will help you navigate through it. We'll try to make sure you and your scholar are safe in the parking lot. But there's a lot of people moving, a lot of people coming into the school. So there'll be big crowds there around the crosswalks where you have to cross to get across. And again, we'll show you this on a map in a second. But just keep that in mind. The first few days of school, it's horrible. So be prepared to wait, be prepared to be patient, and just enjoy the process because everybody's going through it the same on the first day of school. But I do promise you, it will get better. It will get better quickly. I can tell you next Wednesday, first day, it's going to be horrible. It'll be horrible in the morning and horrible in the afternoon. It'll be slow moving We're teaching everybody again how to move through carpool. But I tell you, Thursday it will be better. Friday it will be even better. Monday of the next week, it actually gets a little worse because people forget over the weekend everything that they learned on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But then Tuesday, they remember it all again, and we are smooth sailing from there out. So I promise you we'll get better. Every day is not like the first day of school. So keep that in mind. Morning carpool. The good thing both about morning and afternoon carpool, you progress through the parking lot in just about the exact same manner. It's a little different where you park up and let kids off, but 3/4 of the way through the parking lot is always the same. So here's our morning carpool map. Everybody enters from the southbound lane of 220. You have to come south, can't get into it any other way. So you're coming south, you're making the U-turn at the light. If you're moving north on 220, coming back to school, once you enter the parking lot, you can see those blue cars there. You'll make sort of an immediate right. Now, there will be cones that will show you exactly which way to go. It won't let you go straight there, so you'll know exactly where you need to go. You'll turn to the right. You'll then progress to the back of the school where you'll take our little loop-de-loop back there. And then once you do that little bit of a roundabout, that lane splits into 2 lanes and pick the left or right lane. And we really encourage our families that once you pick one, you stick with it for that day. We don't want to see people beginning to change lanes. And once you're in one of those 2 lanes, you can see the progress. You're moving back down towards the bottom of the parking lot. If you see those parking spaces, the best place for our parents to park if you're walking someone in will be in those first set of parking places that you see. We don't have a lot of parking spaces. Our staff parks up as far into our parking lot pretty much as we can, so we can leave as many parking spaces towards the other end as possible. But please keep that in mind that you're going to need to get that first. If you're parking to go in, walk in. And we discourage people from walking in, but if you feel the need to walk your child in, you must do that from a parking space. So get in a parking space, walk, and get to our crosswalks. So if you're following regular carpool, you'll swing back around to your right, come in front of the school, progress all the way down to another little roundabout where you'll go through our middle lane there. And when you see that first kind of yellow dot, that's the first crosswalk. There's a person there in the morning that helps people cross from the parking spots. So if you're moving and walking someone in, you go to that center area, wait for the crosswalk staff member to get you across. Then you'll come up to the next crosswalk, which is that middle orange dot, and they'll cross you over into the sidewalk in front of the school. But if you're progressing in your car, you continue through that middle lane till you see right where you're about to make a U-turn. Right there, we'll have a traffic director that will stop you. And then we'll pull up cars, 8 from one line, 8 from the other line. The blue cars go first and pull all the way up to the top. The green cars go second and pull in the second half of that. Then students, once we get everybody pulled up, exit the vehicle right there onto the sidewalk. And then depending on the time, you're either going up into the gym or you're going into the front of the school. Early on, we'll have lots of people out there. We'll have extra people out there helping you navigate, helping your scholars get out of the car and remember how to navigate and know where to go. Again, we discourage people who walk up because it does make things hectic in our parking lot. So please consider using the regular carpool line as much as you can. You can see that red circle there or oblong and that other one, that's the area where you'd be able to park on a regular school day. First day of school, find any parking space you can get. Second day of school, put it in one of those spaces. So, important things about morning carpool, be on time. Scholars need to be ready to exit the vehicle when it's time to access the sidewalk. So once you get pulled up in front of the school, we want your scholars ready to go. That's not the time to gather up the book bag and the lunch box, put the coat on, tie your shoes, all of that. We want our scholars ready to go. Car pulls up, stops, out they go, onto the sidewalk and heading into class while we make sure we get keep our carpool lines going. uh, and no one has to wait any more than possible. All scholars walking to school, you've got to be escorted at least to the crosswalk. So no student should be moving through the parking lot alone, ever. They should be with an adult, all the way up to the top crosswalk where you're walking right in front of the school. But again, we discourage walk-up scholars as it really to slow down the traffic flow in the parking lot. So that's kind of the morning carpool routine. Afternoon, the map looks the same. You will follow the same traffic pattern when you enter. You'll do the roundabout in the back. We ask you to pick a lane and stay in that lane. You'll move around again, and there where the first orange dot is to the right, you will see that's where we enter your go time number for your student to come out. So that's important to have. You'll get those at open house. If you're not here for open house, you'll get them the first day of school. Students that number is entered right there at the orange dot, and then you will pull up, and then the second orange dot, that middle one, is the crosswalk where you probably need to stop, and then we load students into cars in what we call the loading zone. You see that circled right there at the top half of our carpool lane. We'll load 2 loads. We pull them up. We stop all the cars. Kids come off the sidewalk into their cars, and then once the lanes are loaded, we then direct them straight out. And you'll exit by just moving straight ahead around another kind of loop to loop, and then out to travel south on 220. So we really want to make sure you have your go time number up and displayed so we can see it. Makes it easy for people to say, makes it easy to see your name, but most importantly, that number, because that's how the students inside know it's time for me to come out and get into the loading zone. So make sure you're doing that so we can have that done. Some important things about afternoon carpool: don't be late. But if you want to avoid waiting in long lines, come a little later in the process. For example, often our right before carpool starts, our parking lot's completely full. We have cars even maybe sometimes stacked on 220. Well, that car that just barely gets into the parking lot, it takes them about 20 minutes to go through the entire parking lot, which is 7/10 of a mile long, pick up your scholar, loop back around to the exit, and exit the parking lot. So if you're here at 3 o'clock and you're just barely in the parking lot, it could take you 20 minutes. If you come at 3:15, you'll wait less time. You come a little bit later, 3:20, 3:25, you'll wait even less time. If you come at 3:45, we won't be happy with you because carpool will be over by 3:45 on a regular day. Now, keep in mind that the first day of school is not the regular day. It is an unusual day. Everyone's learning the process. And so afternoon carpool the first day of school takes a little longer than normal. But again, by about Tuesday of the next week, we'll have afternoon carpool down to 40 minutes or less. So keep that in mind as you're planning when to pick up your scholar. So a couple of hints for carpool, and then we'll get to some questions and answers. The first thing about carpool: come early, come late. That's what I say. In the morning, come early. In the afternoon, come a little later. You avoid traffic in both instances. You're often sometimes able to move right through with the parking lot with very little delay and stops. If you come on a regular day between 7:20 and 7:30, you'll barely have to wait in the parking lot. If you come at 7:45, you are going to be waiting on 220 at the stoplight. You're going to be waiting inside of our parking lot to move around, and you're going to be pushed to have your scholar be to school on time. Same thing in the afternoons. If you come a little later, say if you come at 3:30 or 3:25, you'll spend much less time in the parking lot. But if you come much later than that, then we're not going to be happy with you. So keep that in mind, especially early on. Be patient. It's nothing like someone who's just not patient on the first few days of school. Everybody's remembering what to do. Lots of people are learning what to do. let's just be patient with each other. I guarantee you that all the staff members out on the sidewalk and in the parking lot are doing their best to make this go as smooth and as quick as possible. Early on, especially afternoon carpool, can be 100 degrees pounding that pavement. And so we don't want to be out there any longer than we need to. So keep that in mind. But be patient. Just be patient. I promise you will get better uh, after the first few days of school. So if you stay patient, that really helps everyone. But don't be that parent. Don't be that parent that we have to stop multiple times and say, no, you can't do that. Don't be that parent that we have to call because you're late a lot. Don't be that parent that we have to call because you don't pick up when you should. So don't be that parent. Don't be the parent that's complaining to the staff members outside that this is taking way too much time. One of my things that I do sometimes is I'll go get a little $5 gift card and I'll put it in my back pocket and I'll wait for one of our existing families to come up and tell me this is the worst carpool has ever been. It never fails. Somebody always does that. And yet it's the same. So don't be the parent that we have to call and talk to about things. Be patient. Come early in the morning, come late in the afternoon, and you will avoid traffic. The first day of school, there's almost no way to avoid it. There will be a lot of people there, but I promise you it will get better. So that's my presentation, SCA, Student Centered Caring Community of Academic Excellence. And so now I'm going to exit out of my um, presentation and start checking the chat box. So if you have a question that you would like to ask and you haven't put it in the chat box, please go ahead and do it. Right now, I don't see any in the chat box. That means I did such a great job of explaining everything that you all feel you're so ready for school. So here we go. Where are seventh graders dropped off in the morning? They're dropped off at the same spot everybody else is, right there in front of the school, right there next to the school sidewalk. So all grade levels are dropped off at the sidewalk in the morning. And all grade levels then go to the loading zone in the afternoon. What other questions do you have? Don't be shy. I know if you're especially coming into a new school, uh, maybe you're a first time kindergarten parent, you're learning things just as much as your scholar is. So students will get their schedules on the first day of school. So that's when we do that schedule. Certainly. Glad to help. And again, I will post one of the recordings, either this one or the one I record on Monday, hopefully a little later today. And we'll send out a link. So if you wanted to pull it back up and look at that carpool map or study any of the things, you'll be able to do that hopefully this afternoon. What other questions do you have? This is your chance. But if you can't think of it and you come up with it later, you can feel free to email me. But my position for open house is just almost right inside the front doors. I'm like the traffic director inside, helping you get wherever you need to go. So I'll be right there, visible for you to see and meet and greet there as well. I'll give it another minute, but thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to meet with me here over Google Meet, learn more about our school. We're excited. The teachers reported back Monday. So the school is coming alive and it's always fun. I don't know why. I just get a kick out of when the teachers aren't here and things are all backed up and nothing's happening and the teachers come and then the school it's like the building comes alive and there's people here and we're all excited to get ready for your scholars to come. So I'm looking forward to that. So if there's no more questions, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording. And again,